our partners with NCCN, I would like to ask you a few questions. First of all, conscious music. It's something I myself heard for the very first time. So, can
Yeah.
you give a quick, as you explained in the seminar itself, could just for the viewers, could you give us a brief about it?
Yeah. So I'll just say a very simple thing that, see, whenever we listen to music,
Hmm.
any music, doesn't matter what genre, it affects our state of mind. Yes. It
Absolutely.
affects even, there's a field of study called music therapy where they believe that it affects the body as well. And also the lyrics and what we hear all the time in popular music shapes our belief systems, right? Our understanding of, say, love or all of those things have come from songs, right? In so many ways. So music has been programming. It is safe to say that music has been programming and conditioning us at very deep levels in our minds, even our bodies and our belief systems. So if music has the power to do that, then it can be two things. It can either be a medicine or it can also be a poison. Why I say this is, if something has the power to program you, if we are not conscious about what we choose uh, to listen to or what we choose to create as music creators, then what will happen is we will program people's minds with something that is not good for them, that is disempowering, that makes them not respect the value of their lives. Or we can program them with things that is empowering for them, constructive for them, making them feel powerful about their existence. So it's a question of that choice. And from that choice comes the word conscious. Conscious means we are aware. So with awareness and with intention, when I create music to uplift the life state and the mind state and every kind of state of a person who's listening, then I can safely call it consciously created music or conscious music. And when you choose to listen to it consciously, or when you choose to choose to consciously, or when sorry, I should say it like this: when you consciously choose to listen to music that elevates you, that's called conscious listening. And when I consciously choose to create music that elevates you, that's called conscious creation of music. So conscious music has both these elements: consciously creating and consciously consuming. So in fact, across the world now, there is a movement of conscious pop, conscious music, as a genre, but it's still very, very small, and very few people are talking about the importance of it. So I'm not talking about music therapy or, sound healing or anything complicated. I'm just saying any music: pop music, folk music, Bollywood music, rock music. It doesn't matter what you like to listen to. There is always a song that will be consciously created, and there will be probably 99 other songs which will probably not be consciously created for the well-being of your mind. So I don't want to tell anyone, don't listen to this, don't listen to that. I just want to tell people, be conscious about what you listen to. Being conscious means you're aware of its consequences. So starting off with the point that music programs us. So
That's wonderful. It actually inspired me at a point that yes, how important it is. So how do you see that this particular conscious music is going to support the students
mhm.
uh, in this pandemic situation?
Right. So you said two words. One is the students and the other is the situation right now with the pandemic. See, conscious music is, as I said, music to elevate your state of mind. So it will it will help not just students, it will help everybody, but students all the more, and young people all the more, because at a younger age, our learning curve and our receptivity is so much higher. So whatever gets processed into us stays with us for life. And this kind of a pandemic situation is probably the first and the only time that we are ever going to see it. Young people, already going through so much of anxiety and mental health issues, are now bombarded with this new situation. They don't know what to make out of it. So if they consciously choose to listen to music which is consciously created, then that's amazing for them, because that's going to help them program their minds in a positive direction. And though I call myself the first conscious music artist of India, I just say that because I'm the first one to campaign for it. There are people who are making beautiful music and positive music which can be constructive. So people can choose those kinds of music. It will help them find direction towards hope and not get disempowered and feel that this is the end of the world. Because young people are always listening to music, like whether they're in the gym or they are at home. Right now nobody's going out, but I'm saying they're listening to music and even studying. I used to do that. And I remember that there are certain kinds of songs that help me remember my studies, like remember my chapters better, or certain instrumental tracks that help me memorize better. So when music is created consciously to help people memorize better, that is conscious music for that. When music is created to give hope into you, that's conscious music for hope. So whatever is the conscious intention of the creator of the music, that gets transferred onto the listener. That's the beauty of conscious music. And I think all young people, all students, even people who are older, all of us must consume conscious music to help our minds feel elevated.
That is very well said. And obviously, congratulations for being the very first artist for
Yes.
conscious music. All the very best to you for the
Thank you
future
so
ahead.
much.
Okay, so that was Gina with us, the first music artist for conscious music in India. Thank you, people. And thanks a lot, Gina, for sharing your views with us.
Yep.
So,
Thank
this
you
is
so much.